Pound.
In a world
the hell up.
where Carolina Panthers fans
Anthony from Charlotte, keep motherfucking pounding.
have an insatiable thirst
I need to see a lot more of that shit going forward.
for Panthers news and opinions.
All my C3 brethren from the C3 Legion.
Only one podcast roars ferociously.
The longest running Panthers podcast on the internet.
It's the C3 Panthers podcast.
Oh, Greg, I owe y'all $100, man.
The Panthers walked in to Lambeau today, coming off a terrible loss last week, but they walked out with a game-winning kick, beating the Green Bay Packers 16-13. 102 yards passing from Bryce Young is all it took because they were 100% on fourth downs. And doubt you not, Dowdle, if for a moment, just for a moment, this team is making memorable wins. And more importantly, they may be playing for meaningful future each game heading down the stretch. Panthers are playing for something. The biggest win, Cody Lack, in recent memory for this Carolina Panthers team on the road, 2 touchdown dogs, come out with the W and played tough on both sides of the ball. Don't you dawdle this team for a second.
Oh, dude, we were 12.5-point underdogs, and then we go on the road to one of the best teams in the NFC, and Rico Dowdle punches them in the mouth. Run, Rico, run, baby. Look, right now, say what you will. I believe that Dowdle is pretty much the entirety of our offense. He was today. There was a couple big-time catches at the end. But here we go again. Another performance by this Panthers defense where we're saying, damn, when we play like that, we look like one of the better defensive units in the NFL. Roseboom playing great. Trevon Moehrig is a beast, dude. How could you not love Trevon Moehrig at this point in time? And, dude, I think we also have to say our very own Kim Kwanu had Micah Parsons in a cage pretty much all day. Tony Dunn, another post-game show after a W. We love these. And nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
The number's 252-228-5098. We're going to get your thoughts on today's game, the meaning behind this game. What did it? How did this team coalesce after coming off a beatdown by Buffalo, go on the road and pull out a W? The number's 252-228-5098. CK, I think I saw a graphic, Micah Parsons' first game of his career without a pressure. I don't know if he finished the game like that, but it was really towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. This Panthers offensive team facing a ton of injuries, and this offensive line with guys, there's one guy that played guard today. I never even heard of him. And this team played well. They were able to run the ball effectively, protect Bryce Young and give him time and opportunity when needed. And he didn't have to do much, but he only had, he didn't do much. He did well, though. I thought Bryce made some very important plays. There was one ridiculous kind of how the heck did this interception happen in the end zone? Come on. But this Panthers team on both sides, they chewed up clock on offense, kept the ball away from Jordan Love early in that game, were able to get ahead and find the end zone. And boy, there were times where this defense looked like it could be oppressive or like, is like they were swarming, but there were other moments where they pushed the ball downfield, but they clamped up in the red zone, CK.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic game all the way around. One of the things that is inevitably going to be a conversation piece today is going to be Bryce Young and the stat line, the rating and all of that, which again, we've got to revisit that interception. What in the world was going on there? I have no idea, but it was abundantly clear today that the difference between Bryce Young and Andy Dalton was substantial. Now, it's not necessarily from a throwing the ball down the field perspective, but his ability to get out of the pocket, achieve a first down, even if he does slow up at the sideline, that was the difference, I think, in a multitude of the plays today. And so I think that, do I think that it was a perfect outing by Bryce? Absolutely not. But I think this team shows us what we're supposed to be. and it shouldn't be a run for. I mean, it shouldn't be a pass first team. It's abundantly clear. Certainly not a first overall draft pick worthy type of an offense. But I think it's acceptable in today's NFL. It's just not consistent, and that's the worry. But I'm just happy, man. We came away with a dub against one of the better teams in the NFL. And I'll tell you this is a game we lose last year. Let's forget about whether it's a close game or not. The close
almost lost
games,
it today.
the close games we lost last year. This year, we're pulling them out and we're actually making. So the progress is there, but it's also showing an example of this is a game of inches, as they say. And so the difference between being a really bad football team as we were last year and a moderate to above average based on this, at least the record, football team is really just a matter of a few possessions.
When it comes to Bryce Young, we could talk about like you haven't seen something that is like just an offensive juggernaut, like just slinging it and putting up crazy statistics that we might want to associate with a first round or first overall pick. But here's the thing is that every team and every fan base wants to accelerate someone's growth curve to where they need it, not to where it might naturally be. And so Bryce Young, this is the way you get him to grow into a great quarterback in the NFL is by keeping him in positions that he can be successful. And I tell you, when the Panthers have been able to do this, when they aren't playing from behind, when they're able to establish some dominance on the offensive line and get a good running back play, is that Bryce Young is making the plays when needed, right? And so I don't need this is a game right here. I don't care if we had 300 yards pass and we won by 1, or if he had 102 yards. This is a hostile environment, a game that you should not win against a better opponent. But the Carolina Panthers played well. They did not beat themselves today. And it does go again to show you that when turnovers happen and penalties happen, the timing of these turnovers and the timing of these penalties is remarkably important. While that turnover did happen in the end zone, it put them on a long course and trajectory to get down the field. You're able to hold them to a field goal, I think, on that drive, right? On top of that, penalties. This is a time, and we've seen in other losses, that the Carolina Panthers are here, and then they'll commit a penalty on defense that gives them. This defense gave up. They gave up some at some moments, but they played tough, and they made them earn every yard. A little tough at the end where they were just running down the throat. But, man, exciting. Everybody had to be a part of this win. And this win right here moves the Panthers. Again, we're above 500 for the second time.
Yeah.
Right? The second time this season, we're above 500. And this is we could have justified today. The Panthers lose by 1 or lose at the end. We still walk out of Lambeau saying this team is getting better. They're playing stronger. That Buffalo win was not just a reflection of the team. If they get slaughtered today, you're wondering if the rails come off for the team as a whole. But not only just keeping it close, but getting a win here can give the Carolina Panthers confidence and momentum. Not sure that they're going to be able to catch up for the division. Not out of sight, though. Not out of sight by any means. But the Carolina Panthers are playing for more than just pride right now. They're actually playing meaningful football going forward. They have a chance to secure their own destiny. Cody, where do we start with this game? I mean, let's just go. Let's work through a couple ideas, and we'll get calls early and often. So
sure, but dude, we have to read some of these wonderful co-pays today, man. Brian B89 with the $5 says Rico won the game on offense. Dude, Rico is incredible, man. He is absolutely the key to winning football games for the Panthers. Vegas Panthers Drew with the $5. This is a great win. I have to say it again. Bryce still manages to put on mad performances in a win. Rico is the only hope, Obi-Wan. Nice to play meaningful games. You know it. Not Brian with another 5 says Rico is a must resign. Incredibly impressed by his massive heart in these performances. KB, what's up, girl? She says with the $5, the win today revealed it was a Panthers fan when it mattered most. Love cardiac cats win the most. Absolutely. And then Mike Hollinger with the $4.99 says we won Rico and we win. Shocker. Been screaming it for weeks. Keep pounding the rock. I mean, listen, Tony, where else do you start? Today, after a couple of games where we tried to do this, dual back thing between Rico and Chuba, they finally gave Rico the majority of the snaps. And I don't know if you have the stat line in front of you, but I know he went over 100 yards from a scrimmage. The dude runs so hard, man. Like I see some vintage Marshawn Lynch in that guy and the way that he runs. He's always fighting for extra yardage. And I think that it cannot be overstated how the Panthers all year this year, we have had injured offensive linemen after injured offensive linemen. And yet these backups come in and they get the job done.
Rico
Tremendous kudos to our depth.
Rico Dowdle, 25 attempts, 130 yards. He had a 29-yard rip. He had a couple of big rip runs that were like around that 20-yard point. I mean, easily when a ball should go for 3, it goes for 7 when Rico's there. 2 touchdowns on the day, career high so far on the season for Rico Dowdle on touchdowns. Look, he is. I mean, Greg Olsen said it on the broadcast. He said he just is the better back on the team right now. Yeah. He said that Chuba is trying to run and find the holes, and Rico is making them. I gave you guys a stat from a couple of years ago when he was a rookie and how good he was post-contact. Every now and then you'll see Rico hit a hole and not get touched, but even in some of those big rips, like somebody's got an arm on his thigh or something, and he's pulling through and keeping his eyes up, this guy and really banged up, refusing to come out. Now, one thing that did happen is Rico Dowdle gets his second touchdown, and then the team gets an excessive celebration, unsportsmanlike contact.
It was only 2 pumps.
Yeah,
only 2 pumps.
You could hear that in the actual broadcast.
Yeah, they found it funny, right? Like the broadcast, they went to the Key and Peele skit about it, and we're talking about it. We're knowledgeable of it, but you gotta hate in a team, right? If you're Canales and then you miss that extra point. I mean, it really did change and becomes important late down the game. And you're fortunate that they chose. I mean, I do you guys think that Green Bay made the right decision by going for just the extra point or trying to get 2 there? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Greg Olsen had some good commentary. By the way, Greg Olsen got to be arguably the top color commentator in the NFL right now.
And by the way, he does like every Panthers game. He's been on every call the past couple of weeks, it seems like.
Well, he's gotten the last 2.
Awesome.
He's very good, but he's just very good in general. And he's not like a Panthers homer. He's not just over talking about his time in Carolina.
Yeah.
But he had some good discussion about why you choose to go for 1. He thought it was the right call. And by the way, Greg Olsen naturally, and he's been very consistent with this since he started the color commentary, is that this is a go for 2, go for it on 4th down, go for it on 4th down, more aggressive offensive league that can change games. So when he said that the idea is that you go up by 1, you put Carolina into a more aggressive stance where then they're fighting to go and get that field goal so aggressively, which they did end up doing anyway, right? But that he was thinking that by keeping it tied, that would kind of put Carolina into potentially a more conservative type offense to where they didn't want to necessarily, like they had to win. They wanted to make sure they didn't lose the game or that they could go into overtime. And, you don't want to give the ball back too early, some different things like that. I'm surprised that they didn't go for 2. I thought that was where the momentum, I felt like they were just going like that. Like we need to win. Carolina, man, Fitzgerald, tough, that extra point. Oh, and another thing Olsen pointed out, guys, in the broadcast is Canales looks like a genius, and they pull off this win by taking the ball right
early,
so he can pick the direction of the wind at the end. I think you take the ball if you're the Panthers every time because you want to play ahead. You don't have a comeback-driven offense. Your offensive explosion comes from big rip runs that could then set up good down and distances for your quarterback play, and then the play action into opportunities to put, some poke some holes in the defense. But when you're playing from behind, you're playing out of shotgun more. You're doing this different things. I'm Carolina. I'm taking the ball every time if you win a coin toss.
Dude, Canales did a great job today. And, going back to that decision by Green Bay to not go for 2, me and CK were watching the game again together, and I was sort of confused too because they had such a hard time getting down into the end zone that when they were there, I felt like they would take the opportunity to try to win the game. I do understand what Greg was saying, though, is that it puts Carolina in a position where they might play a little bit more conservatively. But at the same time, if they failed to convert that 2 points, then the game is essentially over right there. I mean, they had some timeouts left, but I can see either or. But I just felt like at that point, they probably should have gone for 2. I thought they were going to. And the fact that they didn't, it still did kind of surprise me.
I want to look up this. Go ahead, CK. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to say that obviously the outcome would have been the exact same, even if they had gone for the 2. Now, Greg did make a decision. Make a point saying that, maybe you are going with a little bit more urgency than what we were, but I really don't know if that's true or not. They were clearly committed to the run, and that is a part of the reason why I think that drive went the way that it did. And again, just going back to it, it's absolutely clear. Is there anybody arguing at this point that Rico Dowdle should be taking the lion's share of the carries?
No, how could you?
No, I don't think even that the Panthers players would even I think at this point it's just so night and day, right? And I do like the idea of having is Chuba is that man, so you don't have to if Dowdle has to come out for a breather or gets dinged up, you got a guy that is a good player, right? Boy, you come to the all right. One other gameplay, and we'll get into some calls. Mike Jackson.
Oh, dude, that's gonna haunt him for a long time.
Is there as much daylight as they were suggesting on the broadcast? Right. He's estimate one player.
There were probably about 1 or 2 defenders. They were offensive linemen, so he could have done a few clever moves, taking it all the way to the house. I think that if we would have lost that game, he would have had his feelings very, very hurt. But the dude plays DB for a reason. So
still, even though that it was a missed, he's kicking himself in the behind, still got to celebrate that's a 4th down stop. Is that you get the ball, you kept the team alive there, and you get the ball back, and it's I think it was 4th down, and so look, is this team the defense guys? Really, they weren't incredible, but I think they were and they weren't, right? I think that the defense really played. There were some moments where it's like, gosh, it just feels like if they keep going downfield, they're going to get something. But I felt like they found ways to generate some pressure. They weren't just, Love didn't have all day, but he did have some time. But I thought there was Wharton?
Yeah, Turk Wharton.
He had a sack. You had a couple of A-gap blitzes by the linebacker. And to me, I do want to celebrate one player that got shit on a lot in his rookie year and at the beginning of the season. Trevor Wallace, I think, is playing better each week.
I do too.
He really is playing better each week, and that he got a hand on that ball across the middle towards the end, made a big play, hitting guys hard. A lot to be excited about this team is because I feel like every bit of the team is getting better. The coaching is getting better. The continuity of the team. I don't see the lack of clarity in the play calling or the communication between Bryce that we saw early on. Everything is getting better, and it really is a lot easier for those things to get better when you got a player like Rico Dowdle that you hand it to and can get you rolling.
Yeah. I think what I enjoy about this is, like I said, we're winning the games that we were losing last year, the last 6 years, really. Additionally, you got to keep in mind we have a late bye week this year, and so we're facing the Saints next week. We have some tough games. Don't get me wrong. Tampa Bay is not going to be an easy feat the way that they've been playing
we still got the Rams and the Seahawks.
Yeah, we got the Rams and the Seahawks. So we don't have an easy out when it comes to the remainder of the season. But I tell you what, the bye week is going to come in a most advantageous time, especially if we're going to be fighting for contention in the NFC for a playoff spot. whether it's the NFC South or the NFC as a wild card. I'm happy that we have a late bye week just because of this reason alone, because I would rather us get our communication, get to the rhythm going, get everything where it needs to be before we take a week off and then they come back and basically play like they did at the beginning of the season. So yeah, I'm happy, man.
I have a question for the both of you though. So Tony, in our Tuesday show, we were talking about how basically what we do against Green Bay will sort of kind of decide if the Panthers are going to be buyers or sellers before the trade deadline. You even had some people in the chat room here saying trade Chuba Hubbard. We know that there were some people, if you followed Twitter, some teams were interested in the services of one Chuba Hubbard. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers were.
I even think is looking for a running back.
So we get a very close victory today on the road. What does that change about the Panthers' prospects of either being buyers or sellers before the trade deadline?
I think we stay put.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to be buyers. We didn't show anything today that made us be like we're one player away from being a dominant offense, right? There's still one big question mark, and that is still going to be whether or not Bryce Young is going to continue to elevate from where he's at now. I think today, at least to me, I wonder if there's still lingering issues from his ankle injury, even though he was able to scramble effectively. It did not feel like he didn't have normal zip, but it doesn't feel like he had the normal zip that he even has.
The wind. I think that we're probably kind of looking at that interception play, right? When we're thinking about, and I feel like the pocket was collapsing on him, CK. So I don't know if he could either step into it, his arm got hit or something, or a little bit, but it wasn't. It was just so off.
I don't think
his arm was hit.
Yeah, I don't think. But what I was looking at when I was watching that, because when that ball came out, it was going towards the corner. Like it looked like it was going straight towards the corner. And then it hit its apex and it started to drift left. And so it made me feel as though the wind did have an impact on that, because it did not look like he was throwing it where the ball ended up. But that still becomes an issue when you have a quarterback who doesn't have a pretty neat, tight spiral. Because the spiral is supposed to fight the wind, not entirely, but it's going to help cut through it a little bit more. And that throw shouldn't have, he throws ducks a lot. Let's be real about it.
Well, I saw that.
Well,
but I saw on Twitter somebody bring this up about this is how a tight spiral cuts through wind or something like this. But you know what? I go back to that T-Mac play in the corner. He should caught that ball.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think that. I don't think Bryce's arm it did not seem like a liability on that one play, and I think it was probably couldn't follow through.
But also, we didn't put the ball in Bryce's hand a lot to chuck the ball, and I think that this is sort of right. But this is still sort of the question that we're having, because we know Bryce doesn't have this bazooka cannon for an arm. But then you have a play like that where he just throws a duck, and one of the things I've noticed is that he doesn't really throw a tight spiral to begin with. But then when you have a play like that, let's also not forget Jalen Coker was wide open across the middle of the field, which probably would have been a touchdown for Coker as well. So I don't know, man. That's another one of those scenarios where Bryce Young today did just enough to win. Shout out to KG73's 11 of 20 for 102 yards and a pick. This offense runs through Rico Dowdle. Bryce Young is doing enough to keep us in games and helping us win games. But at the same time, in just about every game that he plays in, we have these really weird passes that he throws that we're like, well, who was he throwing to? Or why was the ball not more on target when it should have been?
I'm just not as disconcerted by it, right? I don't know if Bryce has settled all the questions for us, but he's not creating new questions for me, right? It's not like as the year is going on, you're wondering more and more about Bryce. In fact, I mean, if anything, you might be middle ground on him if you're the front office. But right now, I think this allows him to grow into a player. Right. And this is the problem, is that when you need them to go out there from the beginning of their career and just sling it and do everything that it's asking it happens every now and then, but it's asking too much. And you can potentially give Bryce the environment to grow into the player that he can be. And look, today's win, we talked about it, Cody, on Tuesday's show, is just like what this meant for the season, right? Like your buyers and sellers. I don't think we're buying or selling. I think if anything, I would not be surprised if the Carolina Panthers used a late round pick to try to get another offensive lineman or a linebacker for some depth in case somebody gets hurt, right? I mean, because you're starting to get into the thin. Like Trevor Wallace, when he got hurt in that last drive, or when he's like, if he's not playing there, I don't even know who they're playing in. What, Chairless or somebody like? I mean, I don't know who they're going to play in that position. So you need these guys. You're not going and getting a pick. If we're going to be in the trademark, I don't think it's to get a player that's going to be all of a sudden a difference maker. It's just in case that one player gets hurt, that the whole team doesn't come unraveled. But really, this game, I don't care if it was 100 yards passing or what. This is a game that even if we just kept it close and still lost, but today pulling off this win is now, I do believe, like, look, is that I'm not just writing off the Rams as a loss or the Seahawks as do I think we probably will, right? Like we will. I don't think we'll be favored or something. But now I think that the team kind of bouncing back from that performance last week says we still matter on Sundays. Even if we got beat last week, we can still come out here and play with some toughness and some resolve. Very excited about that. And it's really just like, hey, is that the games down the stretch, even if we're not hunting for the playoffs, we're still hunting like to ruin some people's days.
Yeah,
absolutely. And any given Sunday, the Panthers can get a W. Now it will always be in the shape and form of the Cardiac Cats. But hey, maybe a W is a W. Tony, before we jump into these calls, shout out to Loud Packs Luke with the 199 says, keep pounding, Panther fan for life. Appreciate you, brother. Sean Butler, member for 38 months, says, catch the damn ball, Mike Jack. Couldn't agree more. Nicholas Cherry with the 199. Appreciate you, brother. And then James Island Panther says, don't y'all think we got to keep Rico? Look, man, at this point, Chuba's been here forever. I've been a longtime fan and supporter of Chuba, but Rico has this second gear that I just feel like Chuba just doesn't have. And I keep on telling this to CK also. I feel like our offensive line plays better opening up holes for Rico than they do Chuba. I don't know what it is, man, but I think there's more cohesion with Rico running our offense right now. And I do think this needs to be a thing going into the future. Do not trade him, extend him, let him be a Panther for the foreseeable future. I think that we need this.
Crazy enough, Joe Person tweeted that Jonathan Brooks was running half speed and catching passes from David Moore in practice or on the sidelines today. So don't forget he exists.
And Trevor Etienne too, returning kicks and making some things happen too. So that's why I'm saying, Tony, I feel like maybe this could be the thing that gets Chuba out of here.
The number's 252-228-5098. Go ahead, CK.
I'll say this. I don't think that they're going to trade away Chuba, and the only reason I believe that is Rico, again, just going back to it, Rico got hurt again today. He's had a few times where he's had some scares, but to his credit, dude was powering through today. I don't know what they gave him on the sideline to be able to keep him.
He really looked like he was in pain, and then he would come out and
it was just fine, dude. It's wild, but yeah, you're not going to trade away but probably one of the better backup running backs in the entire NFL in Chuba Hubbard when you have a running back who has had a couple of issues that's had to bring him out of the game, whether it's cramping or whether it's these injuries that we've seen, things like that. So,
and you're not going to give Rico's agent all the power in the world if you trade away
that's a good
Chuba,
point.
And that you have to understand, I don't think that trading any is this like a good idea, period. I think that's armchair internet GM type stuff, is that like, oh, well, we got it back. Now we should do this. Is like, no, I don't think, because it's really just uncertain if you're going to be able to keep Rico Dowdle. You can prioritize it. You can really want and go out there and try to make it happen. But if Rico, and you got to know, if you're Rico Dowdle, this is your payday. This is your payday. Yeah. Running backs, you're not, is the idea of Rico Dowdle getting a second contract after this is more unlikely than it is likely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he's got to get the max amount. And yes, if you're the Carolina Panthers, you want to keep a player that makes you better, but you cannot just throw money at something just because. Like, you do have to keep the entire vision and team at the forefront of your importance. And if you trade it away, Chuba, you're just telling Rico Dowdle's agent, bend us over and we're going to pay up.
Well, you're not going to get anything for Chuba either. From last I heard, the highest anybody's offered is a 5th rounder. And I'll be honest with you, it's not worth trading for a 5th rounder to get rid of Chuba Hubbard right now.
Yeah, I agree. But and CK mentioned it today. One of those plays that went to Chuba, he just, I feel like he's slower than he has been in years past.
I think he looks like a rookie where he's still like kind of trying to like fall over his feet.
I don't know, man. Like that, to me, he just lacks a lot of burst that I think that he has had in years past. I don't know if it's still injury or it's.
I think just electric.
I don't know what it is.
Chuba ever truly was electric. Chuba was a good. I'm gonna get you 100 yards. You're gonna be like, you're gonna fight through it. Get 4 when I should have gotten 2. But he was never busting 10, 12, 15 at a clip. Dowdle just making it look easy. I want to thank everybody for their support, everybody who's contributed to the show, your super chats. Man, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time and attention. You can really help the show by subscribing, smashing the thumbs up button, and doing us solid and giving it a share. Wonderful time to go to some calls to people that care the most. 252-228-5098. Cody, let's take some calls.
Let's do it.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in the snow? Who's that kid that can use
one? There should be no doubt Rico's running back number 1, baby.
All right. Just no doubt the call, just 6 seconds. Love it. 6 seconds. No doubt Rico is the running back. He left that call at 2:51. I think if anything is, who cares about this trade discussion? Like someone said in the chat, I agree. Y'all getting too cute trying to trade a good player when we're winning games, right? I think obviously if he's listening to the show, he knows that we're not calling for a trade, right? Is that the idea of a trade, and people out there is that the GM, the front office would be getting too cute. It is an internet GM type idea at this moment. I think more importantly though, is that now today they went with Rico. It paid off. If anything, is like Dave Canales and them maybe have to start. Maybe this is going to be a growth part for them overall, is to not complicate these things in the future when you get an opportunity like this, and this silly thing they were doing before, when you have a player that's hot and just getting it done. Like the fact that they didn't go to him more often and earlier over the last 2 weeks is really an issue. But today I like that they're finally making that stand. And I think that's what we learn from going forward, is this isn't a trade market, but this is Rico Dowdle's time to go and get paid, whether it's with the Carolina Panthers or somebody else. Let's go back to the next call.
Hold on. I think you guys need to know something. The Saints right now are losing 14-0 to the Rams.
Nice.
They're almost halfway through they're 5 minutes into the second quarter.
Oh yeah.
They have 21 yards.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, you get this is you're talking. I mean, like I don't want to jinx or put something out there too much, but you want to sweep the Saints.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
historically we split with the Falcons, but look, there's an opportunity. If you can get 3 wins right there, say you were able in just those 3 games to get 3 wins, that puts us at what, 8 on the season?
Yeah,
we're at 5 now. 5.
We're at 5.
That gives you 8, and then you find another way.
We played the Falcons. We played the Saints twice. Yeah, hey man. But you know what? Look, like there were teams that we're gonna play this year that we did not think kindly of ourselves in. The Seahawks, the Rams, Tampa. But dude, a day like today, where you do that to the Packers on the road, like that gives you a boost of confidence, man, especially after two other good teams trounced us in the form of the Patriots and the Bills. But this against a good team like the Packers, now who knows, man? Maybe we can fuck around and beat Seattle. Maybe we can fuck around and beat the Rams.
Well, interestingly, at Helios-T3P says the Rams are a Super Bowl pick. I was actually thinking if I had two teams that I wanted to play in the Seahawks or the Rams, I think the Panthers almost have a better chance against the Rams than they do. Like the Seahawks, man, that suffocating defense. They got offenses putting up points. I think they're the scarier team of the two, but hey, I could be wrong. I'm not watching these teams as closely as other people are. But look, if the Panthers can find a way to pull is like maybe, just maybe, today shows this, is that Tampa, you got Tampa twice. You've got maybe you out of those 4 games, Tampa twice, Seahawks and Rams. If you get one of those, we're a 9-win team. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you could say 9. I mean, if you pull it, go crazy, F around and find out and could get 10 wins would be wild. And wouldn't it be lovely that this Panthers team just finds a way to click? Bryce Young comes to life towards the end of the season and you beat the Bucs and take the division.
Dude, it's out of everything that we want is out in front of us. But hey, dude, shout out to My Life, My Story. I want to make sure that I say this.
Yeah, I think this is an important story.
Yeah, dude, today, how about this? Was Kim Quanu's best performance as a left tackle for the Carolina Panthers in the entirety of his career. Dude had Micah Parsons in hell. We already knew that he was a really good run blocker, as he has been the previous couple seasons. And even Dan Morgan and Brant Taylor said that they wanted to see him take a step forward in terms of pass protection. Well, today are the types of performances that do that against one of the very best edge rushers in the NFL. And Kim Quanu looked dominant. He kept Bryce clean. And even when they were sort of shifting some of their linebackers over there at times, he kept Bryce absolutely upright. Shout out to Kim Quanu. I know I've personally been hard on him. I've said that I wanted to see more in pass protection.
You're seeing it.
This is what I wanted to see. Shout out to Big Icky, bro.
You
this
are
is what we
seeing
needed from him.
Season because we have not talked about him on this show.
Right.
And that's what you want from an offensive lineman. You want to not talk about those guys. That means they're Icky has not been at one time a discussion of a weakness or disappointment this season. Now, have we been out there talking about how dominant? No, it's just, but you know what? That's a good sign. And here, go ahead and put this down for the show notes on Tuesday. I think this should be really the centerpiece of one of our conversations, if not the centerpiece of the show, is the Detroit Lions went ahead and extended Aiden Hutchinson in the middle of the season. You hear teams like, we don't negotiate players during the season. You know what I say? I say it's time. Let's just go ahead and get in front of this. Go ahead, sign Icky, extend him right now, not make it a discussion later on. Maybe you save a few bucks too in the process by getting earlier to the party than later. And one less question mark in free agency going forward next year. And then you can figure out how to build your team through the draft without this wondering if the deal will get done, wondering if we find ourselves into a Brian Burns situation. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Fix his money.
JD, what's up, bro?
Defense played a hell of a game.
You need my card?
Bryce fucking clutch with the throw. Not his best statistical day.
He hasn't texted me yet.
Forcing turnovers. Defense. Carolina Panthers. Panther Nation C3 family. Let's go.
Let's go.
That
Shout out
team had
JD, baby.
the best record in the NFC, right? On the road, right? Keep pounding. Keep fucking pounding.
Let's go. Pumped up. Love it, man. Love it. Tony, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just because this happens earlier in the season for once, but I feel like we've done more winning post-game shows than I can remember in a long time.
Well, we have. We've done
good
5.
Feeling, man.
We've done 5.
Good feeling.
And what we did 6 last year, but they were all at the end.
Yeah.
Was it 6? No. Did we have 6 last year?
I don't even,
6 wins?
remember. I don't even want to
And
think about last year.
I mean, we have not had this is the most with the opportunity to be the most in a long time, right? And it's not just having the W's too. Is that like really if
5-12 last year, says Anthony.
Okay, 5. All right, so yeah, we've already done the same amount this year that we did last year,
and we just eclipsed the halfway point.
Yeah, and there's still opportunity to get some. I mean, there's an opportunity out there for 4 more wins. And I mean, it could be more. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't be more, but like I think if we walk out of this season with 9 wins, I think this team is playing tough and playing hard and really just in good shape, or at least for our hearts and our souls. I think so importantly today, though, is to think of the context of this win, where it has been every time that the Carolina Panthers have, in our minds, created not just optimism, but really starting to have some belief, right? Is that you think of after the Atlanta Falcons game, you blank them, and then this just stinker against New England. You get the 3-game stretch where, yeah, they're not good teams, but important wins, necessary wins. And then you get just demolished at home. Is that, again, I don't even think today a W would have been required for me to have this feeling about the team. But boy, a W cements it, and that is like gosh, is that the Buffalo game's an anomaly, not the norm. And being on the road in Green Bay in difficult conditions, good time to have a running game, right? Imagine trying to win on any quarterback's arm. Is that this was not the most conducive. I mean, look, even Love struggled today. I mean, just tossing up these charity balls at some time. It does show you, man. It's like you can change a game by all of a sudden it feels like your defense is really doing great. It's really struggling. It's like we're kicking their ass. And then they pick up a 25-yard pass, and it's like all of a sudden, oh, they're back in it.
Yeah.
They didn't have a good day today. They weren't
great.
I mean, they weren't even terrible, too. I mean, I guess they were. They kept saying arrhythmic was the way they described their offense in the commentary. Just couldn't get it together. Penalties, problems. Panthers, I really think this says a lot about this team. And we're not sitting here talking about the defensive coordinator being a liability right now. You're not talking about anybody. I mean, even like the worst thing, there's nothing really bad to say about this team. Is like it's just congratulatory and celebratory of pulling off in a tough moment, getting it done and stunning. Just a stunner.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, it's John B. Jenkins, y'all.
John B.
I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. I think I'm about to cry. Fucking crazy. This fucking team, man. Fuck all this shit. I cannot believe that we're 5-4. I mean, fuck yes. Let's go, y'all.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Let's hear it.
The Panthers are just the second NFL team since 1970 to have a winning record through 9 games, despite being an underdog in every game.
Oh, wow. That is an impressive stat. I want to see
we ended up being an underdog in the Jets game.
Yes. Remember, it opened up with us being an underdog. It eventually became like they had us winning that game.
Yeah.
But it opened up like the Vegas odds were us losing that game.
Yeah.
Wow. The Green Bay Packers had 1 sack on the day, 2 QB hits. I think this is is a very important story. Zavala goes down hurt. You've got Ninja. Did you see the first Rico Dowdle touchdown?
Yeah,
he spiked the ball.
Yeah, Yosh. Yeah.
I mean, this is like the idea that this. I mean, I know we're not distracted, but it's exciting to see Rico Dowdle do so well. But this is an offensive line that has been decimated by injury, and great day for Icky to have a great game. Who is K Mays still out there just doing it? Like, I mean, almost like sometimes like I don't even know who our center is and our guards are.
Corbett played center because
Corbett.
Cade Mays didn't go.
Yeah. So I mean, is that to
Taylor Moton didn't go?
Yeah, this idea that that you did this with those challenges, right? Yeah. This is a really important storyline for this team. I do want to know, if anything, I've been thinking about this. Is Latham Ransom, when are we going to start calling his name and number more? I pulled him up on the stat sheet, and all I saw him is involved in big like plays you don't want to be involved in. Right. Nick Scott, that big. I don't hate him as much as you guys do.
Dude, every time there's a big play that's been given up by our defense, Nick Scott is somewhere around, dude. Somewhere. I think he's made some good plays. So I think Panther fans are a little hard on him, but yeah, it is like, man, when he makes a mistake, it's going to the house. It's bad. We need to upgrade that position. Well, we need Ransom, right? We were all talking about that but maybe he's not ready. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he's not ready. Like, I'd like to see that. And the Panthers, let's see how many did they. The Panthers on defense. How many sacks? And we only had one sack on the day. Yeah, that was Wharton, right? Yeah. Wharton. Yeah. We did have, let's see, 4 tackles for loss. Did we have any hurry? I wish it would tell us the hurries. All right. Great stuff there, man. Really a fun day to be a Panthers fan. Cardiac cat mentality. Like a walk-off. I know, dude. A walk-off. I mean, I didn't want to go to overtime. And if anything, I think there could have been one cooler thing that happened in this game. And that is Bryce Young goes and leads you down and just puts the foot on the throat at the end. If we could walk out of here today beating the Green Bay Packers with Bryce Young being really a big part of that storyline, that's the excitement level going into next week. But I don't think it was a bad day for Bryce. I really don't. What about, and we'll take the next call, but think about that one play. It ended up getting called back for a holding. It was a 4th down, and he tripped and handed off to Jimmy Horn, or maybe it was a 3rd down. It's 3rd down. Jimmy Horn Jr. And he tripped, and it was like, oh God, please. And then Tommy Tremble got the
hold call.
Yeah, which I thought was a weak.
That was almost as funny as a beach ball being rolled out onto the field that they had to stop the game to get off the field. That was and that hilarious. Beach ball was not thrown out there on purpose. They were hitting that thing around the beach ball, and the wind took that. And then who was it? Was it Icky that threw it up? He's like, here, he tried to throw it to the ref, and it just like flew off. It was fun. All right, the number's 252-228-5098. Next call.
Hey, real quick, man. It was right after the motherfucking game. Canales. Oh, man. Finally, give the ball to Rico. Take the ball out of goddamn Bryce Young's hands. Great fucking coaching today. Great fucking coaching. All the way to the fucking end with the fucking field goal. Fucking magnificent. Ever road defense was on motherfucking point. We still stopped the run. And what we got done. Hell, Jordan Love to the day. Fucking magnificent. Great motherfucking game today. Real quick, whenever you come in here, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the great content. The C3 podcast is the longest running Panthers podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But,
thank you, C-Dog. Oh, no, he's got more to his call.
You know, great W. Great fucking W. And we got the motherfucking Aints next week. We need to go ahead and take them out the way. The motherfucking rookie gonna be playing. We need to go ahead and blow them out the motherfucking map next week. Then go to 6 of motherfucking 4. You know, man, it was a good goddamn game, man. But hey, man, I hope everybody have a great week coming up, man. And everything, man. God, this is a good fucking game, man. Even finally gave the ball to fucking Rico too, man. You know. And finally, man, like I'm finally listen, you know. Just run the fucking ball and play great fucking defense, and we can win games. So that's not that hard, man. You know. Anyways, man, C3 podcast is the best podcast and the longest running podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The C3 Panther podcast and everything. Shout out to everybody. Tony, CK,
We'll get hit.
Cody.
No, I'm
you
not
know
going
what
to
I'm
play
saying?
it. Motion.
And everybody
Still.
have a great day. I might call in again. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's a great fucking game. Great fucking W.
Appreciate you, CEO.
Man, offense, defense. Man, hell, the fucking Green Bay Packers some motherfucking 13 points in Green Bay on the road. Got a motherfucking good motherfucking road win. Fucking great, man. Fucking great. And got that more offensive linemen went down, and we just kept fucking pounding. Keep giving the ball to motherfucking Rico and catch motherfucking Rico charges out this motherfucker. But anyways, man, everybody keep motherfucking pounding. Great fucking game. I might call it again. I don't know, man. But everybody got to have a great fucking day. Hey, C3 Podcast is the longest running Panther podcast on YouTube. C-1983 TV out. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Appreciate you, C.
Put it back up. Don't worry, it's on still. Look at this. The Dove Cleveland, who is like an argument, like, I don't know, is what people's feelings. Are the Packers Super Bowl contenders? The Steelers defense is dominating them. And then it's got a video of the Panthers playing them today.
It's so stupid. He's gotten pretty senile in his old age on Twitter.
Well, or it's like, I don't even know who the guy is, but I think but he didn't even have, like, he's charting out a lot of content, right? It's like this guy's trying to pump the internet, and then he pulled an old David Newton. Right. All right, let's go to Anthony.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Holy shit. Our biggest win in years, man.
Let's go.
My God. Our biggest win in years. I was asking for it, and they fucking delivered. Let's fucking go. Keep pounding. Keep pounding. Let's fucking go, man. Oh, my gosh. I'm in such disbelief. The Packers were 13-point favorites. We came into Lambeau and won that game. Oh, my gosh. That feels so good, man. You finally got the monkey off your back. You beat the 5-1-1 Packers, and you got the Saints at home next week. Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Come on. The past game, I'm not going to go over everything here. There's things to clean up. The past game was ugly today. The win was bad. But overall, I mean, Jesus, what a win, man. That was insane. The best Panthers game the best opponent we beat in years, man. Like, I'm talking like 3-4 years. Going into Lambeau, a place where we're never good at. What a freaking win, man. Let's go. Big time. Big time. Big time win. Anthony from Charlotte.
You needed it, man.
I got to go, but you boys already know the vibe. Sweet Carolina. Let's go, man. Keep motherfucking pounding.
All right. Thanks, Anthony. Let's keep rocking.
C3 Panther Nation. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Look, that was old school Panther football right there. This is Preston from Hickory, first of all.
What up, Preston?
Preston from Hickory. I'm fired the fuck up, obviously. You could not tell. Because that is old school Panther football right there. You pound that motherfucking rock. You play damn good defense. This was not no slouch of a team. They can't say that, oh, who have we beat? This is the number one team in the entire conference. The number one team in the entire conference, and our defense went in there and smacked them in the mouth. Rico Dowdle went in there and smacked him in the mouth. I'm telling you. And on the road versus the number one team in the fucking conference. Look, number one, before my time runs out, I just want to say to the media that constantly disrespects this team, because, you know, at halftime I was watching the halftime show, and them boys was talking about, who was it? Rob Gronkowski? No, Julian Edelman. Talking about, the Packers are playing with their food. They're playing with their food. They should be on top of this team. They should be killing this team. Nah, dog. Because have you ever heard of Any Given Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
You still got to line up and play the game. I don't give a damn what the betting odds are. I don't give a damn who's favored and by how many points, how many damn touchdowns and all that shit. That don't mean a damn thing when it comes to lacing them up and lining up and playing the game of football. The Carolina Panthers line up today and we're the better team, gentlemen. And we can be proud of our boys today. We can be proud of our football team and say that we can beat our chest a little bit and say that, hey, the Carolina Panthers took down the Green Bay Packers today.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did.
Anybody that knows a Green Bay Packer fan, go and talk the most shit today. The most shit. Usually people from Wisconsin are very nice, but still, not from where we are. If you know one around here, they're not that fucking nice. Talk shit. Get your shit off. But, hey, great game today, boys. Dave Canales, Gerald Vero, Chef's Kiss. Good job, man. They deserve their fucking credit. Rico Dowdle, that's our back. That is our back. But, hey, that's my time, boys. Keep
pounding. Let's go.
Really? I mean,
love the excitement, man.
Yeah, we are getting some excitement. Look, and I can't wait for you to see some of the callers that are coming on the list. Is like, these are people that listen, probably still listen in the background, following the Panthers, been sad about the Panthers for a long time. But we really just need, man, what it does for the fan morale and for our podcast. I mean, think about this is clipping off and getting subscribers each week, bringing these wonderful people back into the conversation every Tuesday, all their time and energy. And then it's a sacrifice. If we could just get a year or 2 or 3 where we get where it's just fun and we're up here partying. And even when I look at some of these other fan bases, and I was like, oh, I remember it was kind of like that. Maybe not to that level, but when they're mad and they have a plus 500 record, you're looking at the Eagles and they're pulling up, ripping off close wins, and you're like, fire everybody. Everybody sucks. Off it is what a good and awesome place it is to be, to not just be in complete and utter despair. And luckily, the foundation's been laid on this podcast, man. If we could rip off, if we get hot towards the end, I'm telling you, man, this is what I want. I want the Panthers to get hot somehow, make the playoffs, dip their toe in the playoffs, and then come out next year, and then Bryce just explode as a quarterback, and this and this, next year's numbers. And I mean, it's just not numbers, but the fun and the excitement would be so great.
Dude, a C3 playoff post-game show.
I can't remember the last time it's been done. When was the last time we went to the playoffs?
But I haven't been on this pod.
When was the last time Panthers made the playoffs?
2017.
17?
Yeah.
Damn, it's a long time. And then we were bitching about we backed into the playoffs. I was like, man, we didn't ever have back-to-back winning seasons. Man, I think about this a lot too. Is I used to joke when I was young and I thought I knew everything about the world, right? And when I was 25, 26, 27, I was in graduate school. President Bush I used to make fun of President Bush all the time. I had bad days. Now, this still is fun to do, is go look at President Bush bloopers, when he gets off of Air Force Ones and hawks a loogie. And I'm like, dude, I firmly believe fish and people can coexist. He would say stuff like this. And I used to always be like, this guy, I just want to polish president like this or whatever. I would take George Bush back in a heartbeat in a lot of these in the last 10 years or whatever it is. And you don't know what you got till you lost it. And so we're sitting here going, oh, the Panthers backing into the playoffs. The Panthers can't never have back-to-back winning seasons. We'll try back-to-back losing seasons. See how that is.
Well, you know what else though, man? Dude, so people have been continuing, especially other content creators, not Panthers, but I follow Brandon Perna of That's Good Sports. And anytime the Panthers win, he continues to bring up Meow Mix podcast and how we're just winning since they went away. So pardon my take, just put out a post. It said the Panthers are 4-1 since Meow Mix.
Meow Mix.
decided.
Hold on. Meow Mix also said about an hour ago they'll be back this week.
Oh, they need to take one for the team.
We need to start a petition.
Dude, the amount
Like,
of
we
people
all
that
give
are
them $1
already like
to stop.
hate tweeting them saying like, no, you quit already. You're like, it's kind of funny. The amount of people doing that. And then there's people who are like saying like, well, Bryce is 4-0 since you've been gone. Please don't come back. It's wild.
Did I tell you about my buddy Scott Mason? I went on Play Like a Jet podcast before, and I asked him if he had heard about the Meow Mix thing, and he was like, because they got mentioned on, I got Bleacher Report. Look, pardon my take, which I was thinking pardon the interruption. So I don't even know who Pardon My Take is. I was thinking PTI, but I'm sure it's bigger. Cam Newton, I was telling Cam Newton mention it, and he said, yeah, I thought about it, and he said I wanted to tweet out that and he does a daily audio podcast. He has been doing a daily audio podcast since 2018.
Who is this again?
My friend Scott Mason. He runs Play Like a Jet, and he said he wanted to tweet out like, you bitches, I've been doing this daily podcast for the Jets from 2018, and I'm out here just, oh man.
Yeah, how do you even have enough?
I don't have any hard hate about it. It's just, it is funny. No,
my hates, but it's just
publicity. You don't get it when you don't want it.
Right now, they're getting all of it in the world. But if they do another pod and then we lose, well, they're gonna have to go away again.
They have to do it. Look, if I was them right now, I would use this to like segue to another subject. Be like, you know what? Meow Mix is about cat videos on the internet now. Is that we can't podcast against the Panthers, but we're happy enough to get behind the sticks. Did we listen to G. Cavassier?
No, not yet.
Right.
Shout out to Vegas Panthers Drew with the $2 says I'll take Meow Mix back and Monty can go.
All right.
Shout out Vegas.
The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to G. Cavassier.
Podcast brothers, how y'all doing? G. Cavassier. Woo! That was a war, wasn't it? That was a damn good game. And first things first, I want to give a shout out to our daggone defense. Our defense looked like a well-oiled machine, and the offense too. But our defense looked like a well-oiled defense, didn't it? Oh my God, man! Woo! And I had a feeling we was going to damn win. I should have called into the Friday free for all, Cody, but I was kind of like busy. Man,
no problem,
I'm glad we won that damn game. And things were falling in our favor. I know Bryce still got one interception though, man, but oh well, I don't give a shit. And Mike Jackson, if he would have held on to that, if he would have intercepted that ball, he would have took that shit to the damn house, but I don't give a damn. And shout out to motherfucking Rico. Oh, that dude balled out. 2 rushing touchdowns, rushed over 100 yards. And that bullshit.
130 yards
they
rushing.
called on him when he celebrated. That's bullshit. And shout out to Shuba Hubbard. Because when Bryce was going for that one pass, man, that dude came behind and hit him. And that shit hit the floor. And Shuba picked it up and ran. So, hey, I mean, much respect to damn Shuba, man. But, hey, man, we got this damn win. And everybody and their mama on TV and social media, oh, Panthers going to lose. We're going to get blown up. And look what the fuck happened. They always sleep on us, man. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
I've been, if you listen to the post games, I've been a big proponent of this defense from the beginning, right? And when I say I'm a proponent of the defense, is I don't want anybody to get to misconstrue my words that this defense is like the lockdown greatest defense ever. But they went from a really bad defense last year, a historically bad, to where I wanted to see growth, and then they became a real asset and strength to the team. I don't know if I would go as far as to say they were well oiled today. like I think there were a lot of good things that they did. They frustrated. They made some big plays. There were I think that the Packers left a lot out there in a way. Is like anytime they started to get something going, and really the most important part about this is the Packers were really about to come back and put this like kind of put the wet blanket on the Panthers. They drive down the field, they're ready to strike for a touchdown, and then you get a penalty, you get a fumble, like a fumbled snap. You get, and you get some penalties, and all of a sudden these guys are kicking a long field goal. I think they may have missed that one even. Not completely sure. I have to go back and look at that. But they, there were some mistakes they had on their side. This defense is better than the personnel that they have. In a way, I don't know if maybe that's not true. I'm not trying to shit on anybody. Look, Trevin Wallace is starting to become a player. I really got concerned about the defense. Not about the defense as a whole. Do you remember that one play where Roseboom, it was early in the game, read it so right, and he came like a missile and he just completely missed the tackle?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, please.
And they were just got like 8 yards out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they were able to convert a third or fourth down, that fourth down conversion where we brought you remember we asked on the podcast, why are we bringing pressure, like bringing blitzes more? Is the Green Bay wanted to blitz there. They said this as soon as they let that defensive end through just so you can get that screen pass. But there are some really good plays this defense is making. There's some moments though that get a little bit they are good. They're not great, but they're good, and they are the strength of this team still. Every week, it's the defense and Rico in the run game. That's the strength.
Well, but dude, shout out to Stonewall. He says shout out to the O-line. How many starters were out there? One. Like, this is something that I feel like we don't talk about enough.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah, is that like really good football teams, they're gonna encounter injuries, but that next man up mentality goes for even double on those teams that win games they're not supposed to win with backups. Man, these dudes are prepared. They're ready to come in and ball on a moment's notice. And yeah, dude, that's they deserve a ton of credit, man. No Taylor Moton. Gabriel Lewis was in and out.
Yep.
Austin Corbett playing center. So we've had 2 centers starting this year. We don't have Robert Hunt out there. So it's like, bro, this is the most that you could ever hope for from an offensive line that has been this thoroughly banged up.
All right, this is my vision for the Carolina Panthers defense is say you're picking at 9 next. I mean, not say we're a 9-win team. Maybe puts us at the 13, maybe picking 15, maybe. Just say it's 15. I want to pair a top end linebacker with Trevin Wallace. Like, let's go get a first rounder, and we're gonna have vibes of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers where they had Devin White and the guy that's still out there who's a third round pick.
David.
Yeah. And I think if you put a top tier linebacker on this team right now, and you got Latham Ransom growing into a player, you got Moore just coming downhill on some stuff. I think this defense could be, all of a sudden, it's going to get nasty quick. You're going to have the young pups coming up on the defensive front. That's what I'm saying, man. Look, Roseboom is easy fodder for people that want to talk shit.
Agreed.
And he's not great. He's not bad, but like, it's visual. He's a Band-Aid. He's got stupid long stringy hair, and as a long hair person, it's like it's not full enough to grow it out that long. But Cody, he don't got our flow.
No, he doesn't. But listen, Roseboom, he had a day, and I
know. I got worried though when he shot in a missile and missed that, and then it went. I thought
I feel like Roseboom and Trevin Wallace have both stepped up in a big way. Like, I feel like Roseboom had a day today. And by the way, he was also the guy that punched out the fumble. So I love that he's implementing that peanut punch. Dude, scoring points off of turnovers is important. And the fact that we are taking the ball away, that's a good thing, man. We had 3 turnovers today. When you win the turnover battle, more often than not, you're winning football games. So, 2 interceptions and a turnover. I'm into it, man. I am into it. Or no, but there was a fumble and a turnover. I keep on thinking that Mike Jack caught that pass in
That
the end
final
zone.
interception. I know.
He sure did not.
If he
It
did,
should
I
have
think
been
people
two.
are saying that there's a if Mike Jack caught that, I think that there would be an argument that out of the two quarterbacks, even though the stats are going to make it seem like it
corners?
was more
Quarterback.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that Bryce Young would have been considered the better quarterback on the day had he caught that interception.
You just sap their energy all day. I mean, this is such an important win for this team. I don't know how to articulate it. By Tuesday night, I'll have better words to explain what I think this means for this team on the road. Oh, what do you guys think about the uniforms? I thought those the painted helmets were fucking incredible.
I
thought the leather hand painted helmet. I thought that helmet was fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's cool to do when you're a team as storied as the Packers, that your history goes back to
19, dude.
Yeah, that's what I said, 1923. So
I know, but that was when they became public. But they're old. They're from like 19.
Yeah, they're older than that. I mean, I thought they were okay. I didn't love them, but they were okay.
I thought they were cool. I thought the uniforms, I dug it. I thought those helmets though just looked cool as shit. That's what I was about. I thought them helmets were legit, man, because people try stuff. They try to. How about this? Is that the Green Bay Packers uniform hit way better than the Steelers uniform last week did?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they were definitely better. Dude, every alternate uniform that the Steelers have is pretty terrible.
Yeah, people are saying the Guardian caps on that helmet look different. It looked funny. But that Steelers uniform last week was bad. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City. You tell them a little upbeat. I've been fighting the cold, but I tell you what, Green Bay 5-1-1, going to that venue and getting a win. And I know Bryce didn't have a lot of yards. I know he threw an interception early in the game, but I'll tell you what, man, Dowdle ran his butt off. The defense played their ass off. We came up big. Ryan Fitzgerald came up big. Roseboom had 15 tackles today, guys. Now, I know this is the spot we have the Saints next week, and I know they haven't won a lot, but they're better than the Jets, and it's a division game as well. If we can take care of that game next week at home, and then we got Atlanta, and they're going to be up for revenge, we could really set ourselves up looking good, because the second half of this schedule is really tough. I'm so proud of these guys, man. What a win. Keep pounding. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, brother.
Keep pounding.
Great
yeah,
call. Glad to hear from you. I keep watching this. Mike Jackson dropped interception, and I think it's too easy for us to say that it just would have gone to the house. I feel like that wide receiver may have caught him, and maybe you actually come out on decent yardage where you come at. Like, I don't know if him
maybe
is that receiver is got forward momentum. He's jumping up in the air. I don't know what it would have become, but that's a 4th and 8 stop right there. You're up 13-6. I mean, you want to. I mean, we'd love a pick 6 to change the game or something like that, and we'd love for him to get to the 40 or to the 50. But man, this is a good stop right here. It's important that the Panthers kept that team to field goals. They kept they went one touchdown today on the road. And Greg Olson talked a lot about how Dave Canales came in, and this is 4-down territory all day, every day for the Panthers.
Yeah, he said they came in 4-down territory.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with him. You're dogs on the road. If you're gonna win, you're not winning by kicking field goals. You're winning by getting touchdowns and changing the game. Really exciting game. And I wonder what, if you're a Packers fan, is this a demoralizing loss? Is this something that you go, oh man, we got caught off guard? Are you sitting there going, their defense though with Micah, once they added Micah Parsons, became a problem, and it was not a problem for the Carolina Panthers today. So fun day for us. Let's go to the Hope. I think let's see. I think we got the Hope dealer next.
CK, Tony Dunn, Cody Lack, the C3 Legion. It's the Hope dealer checking in real quick. My voice is a little hoarse from yelling at that.
What's
TV,
up, Hope
baby.
dealer?
The Panthers win at Lambeau Field. Wow, what an incredible victory. What a fight. I am so proud of our Carolina Panthers. I'm on cloud 9 right now, y'all. I know you can't tell my voice is weak from yelling, but man, I had my wife there, man. My family came down. I was so excited, man. Bryce Young, so proud of this dude. It was a day and night difference. It's not that his stats, I figured it out. Bryce might not light up the stats week in and week out, but by God, the smart, intelligent play of this kid in situations, he puts us in situations to win. But how about the defense, y'all? How about Trevon Wallace? How about Christian Roseboom? Roseboom was laying the boom everywhere, all over the field. Man, they put pressure on Jordan Love. Not used to seeing that. Man, Jordan Love turning the ball over. Like, I just honestly, it was an ugly win, but it was a beautiful win. It was a beautiful, ugly win up in Lambeau Field. But anytime you can beat the Packers, they had only lost one game. I mean, what character to this team. I'm so proud to be a Panther fan. I'm so glad that we're just hanging in there, y'all, because we're making it. We're 5-4. So, hey, y'all, this the Hope dealer. Hey, we'll unpack it in more detail on Tuesday. But right now, everybody keep pounding, baby. Woo-woo!
Woo-woo! Keep pounding.
Good
Look,
stuff.
one of the things that you cannot take away from Bryce is that he is winning on game-winning drives.
Yeah.
Like when you have to march down the field and go get points, Bryce is doing his thing. And he's right. The points are not gaudy. They're not these crazy numbers. Today we beat the Packers with Bryce throwing for 102 yards. So the numbers are not crazy, but
They're not even close to crazy. They're even not negligible.
But you need him at the end of games. Bryce is showing up.
Well, you also don't. Part is not making mistakes, and Rico. It's not. I'm not taking away from Bryce. I hope if you've listened to this whole post game, I'm celebrating Bryce as in, he's not creating more questions right now. The Panthers are in a better situation with him. Obviously, like we don't have any of those questions. It was what I wanted so much. Not this is just for my own happiness or the excitement, is to walk out on a win and Bryce drive down the field and maybe even get to a 20-yard. Like that was a long field goal still, right? I mean, it wasn't like they kicked a 20-yard field goal. I mean, there's a 48, 49-yard field goal. But boy, is it nice that Rico once he ripped that big run and got them moving. And look, Bryce did something. Look, let's talk. I mean, like Bryce made important throws to Tet on that drive. I'm happy with Bryce play. I'm okay with him not being the star today. And I think that if you can make him gain internal confidence and comfort throughout the season, I think we might see Bryce Young be the star later in the season when we need him to be. When that run game isn't doing it. And it would be so great to get to next season with another rendition of Bryce, and it can continue to evolve into a player that he can be. So I don't think this is not anything negative. There's nothing negative really take away from Bryce. Is like I'm okay with the way the Panthers won today. And if you really
feel like
that
we're
one
in
throw away from that interception, like we wouldn't have said Bryce Young's name once on this post game, and that wouldn't have even been a bad thing.
I feel like we're en route to picking up his 5th-year option.
Yeah, I don't think you're. I don't right now. I have no reason to believe that the Panthers need to pivot away. I don't know if he will be the second coming, or anything like that, but I don't think it would be the right decision to restart.
Yeah, and Tua didn't really start to look like the best version of himself until year 4, I believe, and that would be next year for Bryce. So we'll see, man.
I think this might. Let's see. Who we got?
How many calls are in?
We got some. We got to keep rocking, man. We're just gonna roll through.
Hey, C3 Panther Nation is Preston from Hickory again.
What up, Preston?
First of all, I had to call back and say this on my last point. Look, man, I don't want to hear nothing about Green Bay and are they declining? No. I don't want to hear what's wrong with Green Bay. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. You played a solid team. That's what happened to Green Bay. They played a solid team. That's it. Like, I'm getting really sick and tired of the disrespect, man. Like, yeah, I get, but in the very recent past, we haven't been that great of a football team. But the disrespect and the not even noticing, hey, this Carolina team might have something. This defense might actually have something. Look at Rico Dowdle. Bryce doesn't have to do too much, man. Bryce does not have to do too much. He can actually develop as a quarterback. If he would have had this type of run game and defense when in his rookie season, he would have developed a lot faster. Bryce Young would be another Drake May right now. Bryce Young would be tearing it up like Drake May right now if we would have had this when he was a rookie. And just the disrespect from the media not noticing how good of a job Dave Canales is doing. Yeah, he slips up every now and again. This is the guy's second year as head coach. Ajero Rivero, we all wanted him out at the end of last season. We got to give him his props now. We got to give him his credit. He's earned himself at least another season. So, man, that's one thing I'm sick of as a Panthers fan. It's just disrespect from the media. Hell of a game today. Hell of a job coaching today. Man, look, I'm a believer, bro. And we got the Saints coming up next week. The Saints, we are a game over 500, and we got the Saints coming up next week. We might as well count ourselves, 2 games over 500 after having to face them bums. I don't know if that's at home or on the road. It really does not matter. Bro, I really believe in this team. I really believe in this team.
I do too.
In the philosophy, the guys are buying in. This was a really fun game to watch. Yeah. This was smart football overall, man. Other than just a hiccup with Bryce throwing that pick, this was a smart football game that we played today. And it shows, these guys are buying in and they know how to win games. They're learning how to win football games. I'm so proud. I couldn't be more proud of our Carolina Panthers today, boys. That's it from Preston from Hickory, boys.
Let's go. Shout out Preston from Hickory.
Let's go to Lucas from Forest City, and then you guys can talk about Trey Boston.
What's up, y'all? It's Lucas from Forest City. Pounding. We just whooped them cheeseheads' butts, y'all. Shout out to my Carolina Panthers, y'all. I love them to death. I'm so happy to be a fan of this franchise, man. You won't ever see me wearing no other jersey than my blue and black. I'm so happy to be a fan. It's been a long time coming. We have already won the same amount of games that we won last season. It ain't even Thanksgiving yet. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
G-Baby sent me a message, and I think you mentioned it just a moment ago. And look, and please, I know everybody is like, once I say this, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you're hating on." I'm not hating on Bryce, not at all. Says this, Julian Council, who does what's the podcast? Him and Jonathan Stewart.
Isn't it Locked On?
Yeah. Okay. So Julian Council Locked On does with Jonathan Stewart.
No, you're thinking of Des Johnson.
Oh, is that Des? Okay.
Yeah, that's
right,
Des Johnson. That's the guy who does Locked On Panthers.
He said Bryce Young may not post. This is a tweet. May not post gaudy numbers in the passing game, but for the 9th time in his career, he led the Panthers down the field for game-winning drive. And then it has like a G Baby sent a picture of amalgamation of Bryce and Jordan together. All right,
I saw that.
Look, I'm celebrating Bryce here, but I don't think he led us on this drive. I think Rico ripping that run is what changed it. So I mean, like, he didn't not do, like, he did what he had to do. I don't think Bryce, and I wanted Bryce to just like, oh shit, we're behind. I kind of wanted them to go for 2. I mean, I didn't. But then it's like, imagine if you walk down and you dog walk the field, and Bryce looked great walking off. He didn't have great numbers. All of a sudden, he went from 100 to 170 though. But I would not walk away from this. And I have seen Bryce. He has had those fourth quarter. His first win, I think, in the NFL came on that Atlanta. It took like 8 minutes, it felt like, from the 5 or whatever, and they marched down the field for a field goal. So I do understand, but I don't think that I look at this game and say that that last drive was Bryce led. I just thought it was collective. I thought Bryce made some good throws, but I just not like Bryce did it. I think that's going too far.
No. Yeah, I think it was. I think this was the equivalent of, this is exactly how our offense should be run. Is how that final drive went. It's a combination of everybody being involved. Rico Dowdle did Rico Dowdle things. T-Mac caught some balls. There were some misses, to be fair, in that final drive too. Let's not, forget that there was that underthrow to T-Mac on the boundary that I think might have been, a miscommunication or something along those lines. But for the most part, I think that this was 100% a team win in many cases. So
this is the way the final drive went. Is first and 10, Carolina 29, Dowdle 2 yards, Bryce Young, important pass right now. And this is, I mean, like, and I'm not trying to take away from it. Look, he did that. There are 3 passes. He hit Jalen Coker for 9 yards to the Carolina 40. Then he incomplete to Tommy Tremble, got to the 50 with McMillan, incomplete to McMillan. But then Rico Dowdle runs to the Green Bay 19-yard run. I think that was, I mean, like, that's the thing right there that made this. I'm not saying Bryce couldn't have done it. I'm just saying, like, that play. Then it was Rico and clock. I almost wanted them to throw the ball one time to get closer. I was worried that field goal was too far in those conditions.
Yeah.
Well, that's what everybody was worried about, because he missed in similar conditions earlier. So they mentioned it on the broadcast as well. Dude, listen, I am not shitting on Bryce Young, because we've said it multiple times that Bryce has done enough in all of these games for us to be able to drive and be in a position to win. But this is what really matters. Rico Dowdle is leading this offense to victories. Rico Dowdle in games with 20-plus touches this season. First time it was 27 touches for 234 yards and 1 touch. Then it was 34 for 239 yards and 1 touch. Today it was 26 touches, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Panthers are 3-0 in these games. When the Panthers are playing winning football, it runs through Rico Dowdle. This dude is a beast. I want to see him continue to be a Panther after this season based on these performances. I don't know how the Cowboys let him go, but the dude's a monster. And he is the reason my Panthers are winning football games.
I'm honestly worried that he's playing so well that the Panthers won't be able to.
Oh, bullshit. You fucking make money for him. You make this is I believe right now. But Tony, I believe right now we're gonna have like top 5 most dollars to be able to spend.
Okay. Like, we're going to have the same person that always CK that told us that running backs
we don't pay running backs. Yeah. That's what I was getting ready to say. I'm like, but by that same token, I think Rico is a great addition. But what are you willing to pay him? Are you willing to pay him top 5 running back money? Because I don't think that's something that we want to do.
Does top 5 running back money break the bank?
Well,
Like it's not like
that's a
it's
good question.
defense. It's not like it's defensive end money. And if you give him a 2-year deal, like it doesn't have to be.
Nah, he's not taking that, man.
It
He's got
doesn't
to
have
get
to
his
be.
payday.
It doesn't have to be a max contract,
Oh,
four-year
for him.
contract.
It does
I
for
don't
him.
think so, man.
Yes,
I
no,
think
for him.
he's 2 back-to-back breakout years, one in Dallas, one in Carolina, and
He's a running back, short shelf life.
I think he absolutely is going to be going for that top dollar. And by the way, like, let me ask you this, Cody, because this is a completely stark difference from your attitude when it came to CMC, right? Your attitude to CMC, who, by the way, deserved the money that he was going to be paid. He should.
He was also hurt all the time, and has continued
not
to
when
also
we paid
be
him.
hurt.
Not when we paid him.
Yeah,
no, when we paid him, he was not.
I'm saying after
he got paid,
he
and we go
continued
back
to
to
be
that
hurt
graphic.
a lot.
We go back to the graphic too, but when that CMC year that they paid him on the peak. 1,000, and it's like you're paying them 1,000 numbers, and you're not gonna maybe get that every year. No, I mean, I think Christian McCaffrey would have been worth every, and I think that we'll be interested in to see how this unfolds, because I get now, is that if it's $3 million, if you overpay by $3 million, that's not going to set your team back. So maybe this is a position group you could pay top money. I just know this. If I'm Dowdle's agent and I'm Dowdle, every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. And you're not taking a 2-year deal. Sorry.
I don't know, man. I just have to, maybe I'm wrong.
This is the only time. This is your shine. You get this. You're at your peak value. You're at your peak value, and it means something. I hope the Panthers find a way, and if they do have enough money that they can slightly overspend on him, then okay.
I'm at the point in my life where I look at this team and what we do well, and it would be one thing if Bryce was putting up these crazy numbers and T-Mac was the surefire offensive player of the year. But seeing how our team is so built around the running back position, yeah, man. Like if I was okay with paying Chuba, and Chuba didn't completely reset the market, maybe I'm wrong. I do not think that Rico is going to become, a Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry paid running back. I don't see that.
You've got to keep in mind those guys got paid 2 years ago, and Rico is going to reset the market. So the reality is, I'm not going to say he's going to reset the market, but he's going to come close to resetting the market.
Like, is he?
It's inflated. It's just going to be inflated.
It's going to be inflated. It's similar to the Brian Burns situation. Was Brian Burns the number one edge rusher when he was signed to the number one contract in the NFL? No. But it's the market went up, and so he got his contract at a time where it benefited him. He's playing well, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't the number one edge rusher in the NFL.
Well, he's got 10 sacks. Look, I know this is everybody loves on Twitter to cash in a receipt and Brian Burns has 10 sacks. He's and you guys were bitching about trying to pay him. The problem with the Panthers was run defense so much. And I just want to point out that while the Giants are putting up sack numbers, they are the league's worst rushing defense in the league. So are those only flash numbers? Are those the only measurement that you do? The number is 252-228-5098. Let's keep pounding through these calls.
Hey guys, it's the Corral that makes somehow, aka Joey the Blind Panther. Yeah, I think we were proven right and wrong in today's game, and here's how. We were proven right in that Bryce Young gives us the best chance to win football games. Rico Dowdle gives us the best chance to win football games. Even though, Rico, you're supposed to be why are you, doing that, whatever in the hell he did that got us a 15-yard penalty, which I think the excessive celebration stuff is kind of stupid. I mean, Why are you trying to pussify the NFL? But besides that, Rico has been in this league long enough to know there's just certain things you don't do. And when your team is in a situation like that, kicking into some heavy wind, then come on, man. But that didn't end up mattering in the end because of the thing that we were proven wrong about is our defense. And I'm not saying that, like, throughout this year, people thought our defense was terrible. I mean, there were some games where our defense just, like, gave up, like that New England game or the Buffalo game. But I don't think anyone had us beating the Packers. And I'm sure even fewer people had us beating the Packers through our defense. Like, that is awesome. And there are players that had awesome games. Derek Brown was a beast. J.C. Horn is a beast. We know about those two. But Nick Scorton, Kirk Wharton, even Nick Scott had came up with a fumble. Trayvon Merrick had a pick. It was awesome to see the Panthers have a competent to legit great defense. And I just love it, man. We beat the Packers at Lambeau, and then we get to carry that confidence back to the bank next week. Anyway, guys.
Yeah. Shout out to Joey. Boys, I gotta jump out of here a little bit early. Love y'all. C3 Legion. Love y'all. Got that W today. 5-4. Above 500. Love being a part of these post-game shows that have Panthers coming out on top.
Amen.
Love y'all, boys. And I'll be seeing y'all soon, man.
Peace out, Cody.
Keep pounding.
The number is 252-228-5098. CK, are you on those executive privileges? Can you run the comments?
Yeah.
All right, word up. All right, let's keep going through the calls. That's what we're this. This is y'all's show now. We're just rocking with y'all.
What's up, boys? Kyle from VA. It's been a minute since I've called in, but I'm just getting off work. Man, we went into Lambeau and beat the fucking Packers. Come on. I don't hear nothing about Bryce could have done better, but he's coming off an injury playing at Lambeau. Rico is the fucking dude that keeps the offense going. And the defense held them to 13 points, dude. I don't know how. It's crazy. I'm sitting there watching stats, and Jordan Love's like at 300 passing yards, the running back's almost at 100. Man, this team is really taking shape, man. It's so beautiful to watch, man. Like 5-1 at Lambeau, just got stomped out by a good team, and we win. Yeah, that doesn't happen in the past decade. Yeah, we are finally coming out of this bullshit era that we were in, dude. This team is finally coming together and finally getting to see like what we could be. Yeah, I'm so fucking excited. Keep fucking pounding.
CK, I didn't even think about this. I feel like when I see the Bucks at 6-2, it feels so far away. They've already had their bye, right?
Yeah, they're on their bye week this week.
Okay, so I mean, they do feel they're toast of the town, not taken away, but really, you're one game.
Yeah, dude, you're
one game.
It looks. I was talking about it with Cody when this game started with the Packers, right? It looks like the records look so much worse compared, look opposite of one another. They were 5-1-1, and we were 4-4 at that time, right? And we're one win away from the same win number they have, but they only had one loss to our 4 losses, and it just felt weird to have that be the case. And it's just it's that tie throws a wrench in the gears a little bit, makes it look a little different than it was. But let's not get it twisted. This is a team that has only lost one game. You know, they have a half of a loss or a half of a win if you want to count that Dallas game, but they've only lost one game officially, right? And so to have a team like the Panthers coming off of a major, just getting destroyed by the Bills,
Which I told you guys was not as bad as
it wasn't.
It sucked. It sucked.
It wasn't, because when we look at it, there were like 21 points or 17 points or something that were scored solely off of Andy Dalton.
All in that third quarter too. Touchdown.
It just kept on getting worse and worse. And I think it's one of those, it became a bigger problem than it was because it just kept on compiling all the problems as it went. And so we find ourselves at a situation where we're going to Green Bay. You know, nobody had us, and we were literally 2 touchdown underdogs. Like, to talk about that, right? You know, I know we've already touched base on that, but it's such an important factor. We were coming in here if we had lost this game by a field goal, I think all of us are feeling pretty heartened about what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
win.
Yeah, but to win in a situation like that too, where it was, you know, the defense did their part. At the end of the game, they couldn't hold it up. It had to be put on the back of the offense. And the offense did what they did all game, which, by the way, like, give this offense some credit. Like, you can say what you will about Bryce Young. You can say what you will about anybody else, but we were dealing with some crazy offensive line issues. We had a few injuries. Rico was injured. Maybe. Right. And so we had a lot of issues, and to have it go on in like, when we think about that first half as an example, right? We held the ball more than the Packers did. We did exactly
close. They ended up getting the time of possession by like 30 seconds at the end.
Well, by the end of the game.
Right. But we like, when it mattered in the beginning.
Yeah, and then when it mattered, we were just taking every minute we possibly could off of the clock, even if it didn't culminate in that first drive in a field or in any type of points because of the interception. Like, the team was very rhythmic in the way that they were moving the ball up and down the field.
Yeah.
Now, did they have to rely on fourth down a few times? Absolutely. Were there some penalties that went our way? Yeah. Nothing that was shocking. You know, nothing that was over the top.
So much.
Yeah. It was a total win. And to have it end with it being another one of those situations where Bryce Young and this offense had to drive down in a game-winning situation, and they were able to pull it out with a rookie kicker being able to, you know, get us the lead and win the game for us. I mean, that's just the way you draw it up. And it may not look like a great game on the stat sheets from, you know, all accounts outside of the rushing game, but this was a great game played by this team. And if they can continue to build their confidence, I like something that Dave Canales said a few weeks ago. He said, we're learning how to be ourselves. You know, we're starting to kind of, and you're starting to feel that. You're starting to see this team. You may not have seen it last week, but again, last week we didn't have Bryce Young in there, and quite honestly, Andy Dalton was the reason, in my opinion, we lost. Outside of the defense giving up 200 and some odd points, yards.
Or I mean, at least getting blown out, maybe not lost. I'm just honest, real time transformation of my thoughts about the Panthers' playoff positioning is going into this game at 4-4, the Bucs at 6-2 with a bye. I really feel like this is the Bucs are pulling away.
Yeah.
Before this game, pulling away with the division. I don't know if the Panthers are actually going to be able to win this division.
Sure.
Right. But like, they're in it. They're in it right now. I mean, and you know, you don't want to peak. I mean, I'm not saying no, like, you want to win games whenever you can win games. But there's a potential the Bucs have peaked a little early. But like, I mean, like, what if one of these Baker Mayfield comebacks they don't get? The Panthers now, with this game right here, which I didn't think they would win, are hanging around. They're just hanging around. And this is more important than, I think we're going to look down the road. If the Panthers come out and we're in week 15, 16, 17 fighting and saying this game, man, if we win this game, we're still one game. We're still one game. And then week 17, we're one game. Like, we can win the division. I didn't think the Panthers would win it, but this win actually makes this very statistically important.
Oh, it makes it a huge because we lose this game.
Yeah, you're
talking about-
behind. You're like it's probably it's too far away to even
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah, you're talking about what does Tampa Bay have 2 losses right now?
Yeah.
So you're talking about us having 5 losses at that point in time. That's a 3-game swing you're talking. And when you look at the Bucks remaining schedule, I don't know that they have the same. I mean, they have a pretty big game next week. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have to play the Buffalo or New England next week. Somebody pretty big. And so you could see them losing that potentially, but they still have to play the Saints, they still have to play the Falcons, and they still have to play us, right? And a lot of those, they might even say we're not a hard game to win against, even though we have won the games we haven't been expected to win all season. So I don't know. Yeah, I agree. This goes the other way. I think we're starting to be looking to. I'd say this: if we lost this game, we become sellers this week in the trade market.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe in 3 weeks we're saying the division is out of sight.
Right.
But right now I'm like, look, we're not. I mean, yes, they have less losses than us, but we're winning. Like we can. I mean, you piece together some different things. And this is really what we need, CK. We need this is that in the early formation of this team, Rico Dowdle and this defense come together. And then on the back end, Bryce Young and this offense comes together.
Mm-hmm.
And not all of a sudden like we're Super Bowl content or something like that. But imagine do you know how much wind in the sails we got? Or do you remember how much wind in the sails we got from that back 8-game stretch with Bryce? Imagine walking out of this season being division contenders, even if we don't get it, but it's in sight. The confidence and the euphoria, or maybe over optimism we would have walking into next year.
Right.
Quick call numbers 252-228-5098.
Hey, Kyle from VA again. I don't know if this is going to get played or not, but I'm going to make it really quick because I forgot about it. How about the rookie kicker, dude? Fucking 49-yard game winner in enemy territory. Come on, dude. After missing a fucking extra point earlier, shakes it off and kicks the game winner, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm fucking over the moon, baby. Let's go.
Thank you, Panther Pickle, for sending this. Skip Bayless, just a total bitch ass Cowboy fan sellout. Because he wants to shit on Parsons today to make himself feel better about not having him. How can this be? He tweets, Micah Parsons, combination of Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor had 0 sacks, 0 QB hits today versus the sorry Panthers and their miniature QB. Oh, Skip, do you not forget when you melted down when the Panthers beat your Cowboys? Oh, look, use any opportunity you can at every opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And you know what? I respect that game is like he leans into it. Let's go to the next call.
Hey. You know who the fuck it is. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka! What's Gucci with my boys? What's Gucci with your Kodak? What's Gucci with, oh yeah, your prediction has, come, you picked four wins for us to, only win 4 wins. What's Gucci with your CK? And what's Gucci with my white Italian brother? Let's get into it. The Carolina Panthers go to Lambeau Field and beat the fucking Green Bay Packers. Rah, 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 rah. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to fucking King Bryce. Oh, hold on. Before we get to King Bryce, shout out to Rico Dowdle. Like I've been saying, that is RB1. That is Rico from the Roughnecks. And shout out to Rico fucking Dowdle, man. Another game winning led drive led by yours and truly King fucking Bryce. Once again, Clutch Gene When it was 13-13 with a little bit of 2 minutes left of the game, Bryce Young took the field. The boy was smiling. The boy was smiling. That dude is a cold-blooded fucking killer. Bryce Young is a cold-blooded fucking killer. When the game is on the line, put the ball in Bryce Young's fucking hand. Fucking clutch. The fucking truth. Shout out to the fucking defense. They did come through. Shout out to the motherfucking defense. Boys, we just beat the fucking Green Bay fucking Packers, man. Like I said, Bryce Young's about to get that extension by the end of the fucking year. Boys, we're looking at the goddamn playoffs right now. The fuck? At least the wild card right now. Like I said, I'm not scared of nobody in the motherfucking NFC South. They need to be scared of the Carolina fucking Panthers, dog. Talk about a road wind going to fucking Lambeau when the winds were 29 miles per hour. I don't want to hear about fucking Bryce Young's fucking arm. Did he have a little bit of fucking bad passes? Yeah, maybe. The fucking wind was blowing like a motherfucker. But you know who else looked bad? Jordan fucking Love. Jordan Love should have had 2 picks, by the way. Don't get me started on Mike Jackson.
3, maybe.
Boys, like I said, if we continue to win, Bryce Young, we continue to win. Bryce Young and Rico Dowdle will enter that fucking MVP talk. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling back, Tony. I'm calling back.
G Baby, thank you for your call. I thought that Love. I was mad. I was pissed that Christian Kirk went down with that one ball, that deep ball, and it was like double coverage. And I thought, like, why didn't these guys somehow break this up? So I don't think this team the defense is good. It's not great, but it's good, and they are playing hard. I've celebrated them all season.
Yeah.
Mike Jackson is a good player. He's a good number 2. Not the greatest, but that's what you need. So, all right. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
What it do, boy?
Oh, my boy. What's up, Mike?
It's your boy, Mike.
AKA Supreme League Pods.
Hey, look at us. Look at us, huh? Who would have thought? Damn sure it wasn't me. Oh, man.
You're not the only one.
Wow, man. It really is. It's been so goddamn long since I felt like this, bruh. Like, man, I don't even know what to say. But just, man, shout out to the whole team, the whole coaching staff. Like, it ain't pretty, and you know, it's like there's always room for improvement. There's things I see that definitely can be improved, but like, as long as we get into W, I'm all for it. And like, hey, where were you at when Mike said we were going to get our booties blown out? Hey, they proved me wrong. That's what I want to see. I'm going to say one thing, the opposite's going to happen. Now, I'll just have to keep saying they're going to get their booties blown out every week. So hopefully that works out for us. Let's go, C3 Nation. Keep pounding. Let's ride this wave in the next week, and let's playoffs.
Playoffs? Well done. All right, back to G Baby.
Baby, I'm called back like the fucking famous Jackson, and I'm fucking out here selling fucking hotcakes. Let's get into it. And you want to know what's crazy? Fucking Anthony from motherfucking Charlotte was like, we're not doing this on offense, and we're not doing that, bruh. We're at fucking Lambeau Field with 29 miles per hour wind. It ain't gonna look pretty every motherfucking game. It's about, did you win or did you fucking lose? And Bryce Young led the fucking game-winning leg drive to go win and to get that fucking. Oh, and shout out to 50. Shout out to motherfucking 50. We finally have a motherfucking kicker. Shout out to fucking 50. And shout out to the front seven. Shout out to the front seven. Shout out to the big Grizzlies. Derek fucking Brown playing like an all-pro once again. Being a director on the defensive fucking line on that front seven. Shout out to you, man. Oh, man. Shout out to Nalo. Nalo, you had a solid game. You didn't make the highlight reel catches. We don't need you to do that. But you had a solid game. You caught the ball when it matters. Don't let me get on fucking extra lotion's ass. His ass is fucking grass. Not tackling the fucking ball. Tripping when he's running routes. Can't even fucking run routes. It's holding the goddamn offense back. If we can replace extra lotion with a good quality receiver, shout out to Jimmy Horn, shout out to fucking Jalen Coker, shout out to fucking Nalo, but we need another weapon across the side of fucking Nalo and fucking Coker. That's not extra fucking lotion, man.
I hear you, baby. I got
you. Chuba on the fucking sideline. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give my shout out to Chuba. When Bryce fumbled the ball, you were there to pick it up and you bailed us out. Shout out to you, but that doesn't mean you ain't about to get fucking traded. Boy, oh boy. It's been a long time since the Panthers have had a 5-4 winning season. So I'm lost for words. That was one hell of a game. I had to take a break. And when it was 13-13, I had to take a break. I had to go take a fucking shower. I I wish my well wishes. And then when I see Bryce Young smiling, I knew we was Gucci. Shout out to Alex, my motherfucking West Coast brother. Shout out to you, dog. Let's fucking go, yo. Keep fucking pounding, y'all. And y'all know who the fuck this is. It's G-Baby, and I'll fuck it out. And shout out to my Carolina fucking Panthers. Led by here and truly only King fucking Bryce and Rico fucking Dildo. Let's fucking go.
No negatives on Bryce, but I think I don't look away and walk away cold killer. I like that Rico Dowdle rush was so important on that drive.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I'm happy that Bryce did that, but I'm not in G Baby's lane entirely.
Yeah, I mean, it's
it sounds like I'm trying to knock on him, and I'm not.
I think the interesting thing to me would be the idea of extending Bryce Young before the end of the season. I think that's a bit premature. Listen,
you got time with him still.
You still have a little time. I mean, you have to pick up his 5th-year option in this offseason. But it's one of those moments. I mean, you have to decide whether you're picking it up, I should say. But it's one of those situations where signing him now, I mean, the argument you could make if you're Dave Canales and Dan Morgan, if you have this inherent belief, like you're seeing something in Bryce that nobody else is able to see right now, and you're thinking we can get him locked down for a cheap deal for, an extended period of time and not be worried by signing him now. But like, that's a big if, right? And that's also a lot of question marks. And if they did that, there'd be a lot of people questioning their decision-making. Right now, based on the numbers and everything, and this is coming from a Bryce Young defender, by the way, somebody who thinks that he still has the potential to turn it around. At least I really hope he does, because it's, going to come back on us as the biggest flop in the history of the NFL potentially. But, he has not shown anything this year to say that he deserves to be paid in, any type of a contract that's top 10 money. Right. And that is the part that is difficult for me to grasp, because I really don't know what his strength is that's going to warrant us wanting to put him in a high top paid quarterback contract in the NFL. It just doesn't seem reasonable given what we've seen so far. And this is, again, somebody who I still believe in can turn it around. And I've seen enough to where I'm like, I see it in there. I just don't know why it's hard for him to pull it out.
I think Icky right now is the one that you prioritize if you're trying to get ahead of the curve. I think you have, and I would be even okay with the Panthers finishing this season on a positive note with greater belief in Bryce Young. But I don't know if if greater belief in Bryce Young makes it more comfortable to pick up a 5th-year option, which gives you more time to really just make the determination of the value of what that is. And you don't want to get too early. You don't want to be too early to a party. You don't want to be too late. But right now, I think you should be working on Icky right now, mid-season. Go ahead and get ahead of it. Then that gives you the latitude of a fifth-year option with Bryce, making the numbers work. Then where you can work free agency, and then you get a real sense of how much money do we allocate to Bryce Young in the future. And I just think maybe he is right. Maybe extending Bryce, you can just go ahead and do it and get him on the cheap. Hey, maybe you can underpay him and have a way to get out of it in the future. So look, is not off the table by any means, and continued. It's nice that one more week you don't have more questions. I don't think the questions have been answered about Bryce Young, but at least there's not more questions coming about him. Or at least that's how I feel about it. Let's go back to the calls.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, there was 1 second on the clock. Greg Olson was calling the game, said, if the kicker makes the field goal, Dave Canales looks like a genius. Tell me, with this roster, with a quarterback who has a 49 rating, who sucks, and a defensive coordinator who's a clown show, okay, with this roster, this team's 5-4. So I ask you, gentlemen, Dave Canales, does he get the credit for this win? And if the Carolina Panthers somehow make it to the playoffs, is Dave Canales the coach of the year? Bye-bye.
Ooh, I don't think I would be prepared to put him in the coach of the year category.
No, not even close.
I feel like a coach of the year has to be able to, one, coach himself, like win based on coaching. Like the coaching has to be that good, especially if it's not like a really good football team. It's got to be a similar situation to when Ron Rivera first won it, right? When we started 1-3, we won 10 in a row. Like it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was 10 in a row, right? It was something like that, right? And that makes sense because we came from like we are dead in the water to winning a lot of football games.
Yeah.
Right. But outside of that, I think there's too many candidates right now that might be arguably on that list. And right now, I mean, you're looking up at in New England at Mike Vrabel. That's got to be coach of the year.
Mike Vrabel. I think is it Mike McDonald in Seattle? 5-2.
Yeah.
You got to be looking there. Hate to say it, Sean Payton in Denver is as a candidate. And hey, one of my favorites, Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco with all those injuries. I don't think we're ready to get into Dave Canales coach of the year. No, not even close. Not even close. But how about this? If he's the coach of the Panthers and we have that belief going forward, that's all I need.
Yeah,
let's
I agree.
go to who we got next. Let's see. Man, a lot of calls still to go.
What's up, guys? This is Matt Fan, Panther fan, aka Matt in Greensboro. Man, I was all ready to call after this game. I was expecting them to go up there and not to be close. I was ready to call and fire everybody, and time to restart. And hey, man, they went up there and played tough and gritty. It wasn't a pretty game, but I'll take an ugly loss 1,000 times over a pretty, or I should say, I'll take an ugly win 1,000 times over a pretty loss. But it's a win, and nobody really gave us a shot. I think most of the fans probably didn't believe, like myself, that we would go there and pull it off. But hey, man, this offensive line, I got to shout out Joe Gilbert, Panthers offensive line coach. He's probably doing the best job of any coach on this coaching staff. It doesn't matter who they put in there, all the backups, different alignment every single week. These guys just come out here and play. And I think Micah Parsons, they didn't even talk about him other than to point out the stat of midway through the fourth quarter. He had 0 pressures. Micah freaking Parsons, he had 0 pressures. They only got Bryce down once in the game, and that was on a blitz. So, I mean, these guys, That's where it starts, man. It starts up front. It's in the trenches. That's how we're going to win the game. And then shout out to the defense too. Yeah, they gave up a lot of yards, but when they needed plays, they come down to it. They came up big in the red zone, either getting turnovers or some field goals.
Yep.
Getting stops on fourth down. I mean, these guys, they played their ass off, and I got to give it to them. I mean, EJ Avero, it was a great game plan because, yeah, they got a couple deep shots on us, but, you know, he sent enough blitzes to put Jordan Love under pressure, and Jordan Love gets under pressure. He panics. You saw that. He didn't know what to do with the ball when he got under pressure. That's what you got to do. If they're going to let him sit back down there, he ain't to pick this apart. But, you know, shout out to EJ. Great game plan. And, you know, go Panthers. Keep pounding. Let's go beat the hell out of the Saints next week.
Fantastic call. The Panthers offensive line with players you don't even know their names, what positions they're playing at half the time, protects Bryce, but more importantly, gives Rico Dowdle the opportunity to put up those numbers and put the team in a good position. CK, I know that we're not getting a lot of sack numbers, but I'm sitting here on NFL.com watching the replay of the game, and the defensive front is really, to me, is an unsung hero on this team, or it's so different. It looks just so different than it did last year, because they might not be getting to the quarterback entirely, but the offensive line is moving backwards. They're moving forwards. I mean, they are pushing. They look hungry. They look strong. It's not yet just like this dominant force, but like the Derek Brown effect is like the guys are embodying it, and they're pushing guys backwards. They're pushing guys backwards on these passing plays. So great. You know, this is how the Panthers have to win. They got to win in the trenches to matter. And they haven't won in the trenches, period, over the last 5 years. And they're not just winning entirely, but they're not losing. They are not losing. All right, let's go to the next call.
Yo, the Panthers, bro. What is going on? Are we actually winning? Could we actually do the playoffs? Are you kidding me? This is out of the question right now. I'm actually over the world right now with my excitement. And I cannot believe I'm an actual Panthers fan, because for the past 7 years, I think, it's been abysmal. However, I am a Panthers fan proudly wearing my hoodies at school as a teacher, and that's unbelievable. And next week, me and my daughter, her first time, will be going to a Panthers game. 50-yard line tickets, first section. Super excited. And I'm so proud to say that, because she was watching the game with me today, and she was super excited too, which she has not been, because we've sucked. But I'm so happy for this win. I mean, we all have questions. It was a very, very questionable win. But, dude, at the end of the day, we held out and we won. That's all that matters. And that's a strength that this team needs to keep building upon. I've been seeing it, man. And Bryce, one of the best 2-minute quarterbacks. He's a clutch quarterback, man. We got to lean into that. And we need a good defense to play into that. And I think we're starting to see that, man. Insanely. But anyway, love you guys, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pounding.
Two great things about this call. As a teacher, I understand your students think you're a dweeb from the beginning, and you don't want to give them the fodder of talking shit to you when your team sucks and you got to wear the hoodie and this. So it is nice. Another great part of that call, bringing his child to the game and it being meaningful. Careful taking her to the lower bowl, because once you go there, then you're like, oh, now you in the bougie zone. You're in the bougie zone, and once you go bougie zone, it's hard to go back. Oh, all right. Let's hit the next call.
Hey guys, it's the girl that makes somehow, aka Joey the Blind Panther. Real quick, again, why would you entertain the idea of trading Chuba Hubbard when Chuba Hubbard actually gives us the ability to do what we didn't or couldn't do with CMC, with Rico Dowdle, which is when CMC was here, we ran him through the ground. We didn't let him rest. We didn't let him be at his freshest when we needed him the most, which, now we're clearly able to do that with Rico. I mean, Chuba Hubbard was serviceable. I mean, more than serviceable, actually. He was pretty good. But it allowed Rico to be at his best when we needed that the most. So trading Chuba Hubbard would make us not able to do that, although you might get out of his contract. And you do have Trevor Etienne, but what has he done that Chuba, what has Etienne done? Would you rather have Chuba or Etienne? Anyway, guys. Wow, wow, wow.
I think it's premature to get into the non-Chuba talks. You paid him. The money's there. If you trade them, you still have to pay the guaranteed money, right? I mean, is there really this savings? And when you're trading a player away, you're really not saving monetarily. You're gaining either through draft picks or player picks, and you're probably not. I think it's better to just stick and keep it and just pay the money that you paid them, and continue to say this is that we're going to hope that you're going to find a way, if Rico continues to play like this, is that you'll prioritize it. And then you're also going to say, hey, we got Trevor Etienne coming in, and we didn't ask him to do too much in his rookie year. Maybe he can step into a larger role later down the road. And then there is still the Jonathan Brooks enigma, but I don't think that the team gains very much at all. And if you're not gaining through savings, right? I mean, it's not like is trading him away is going to change your cap. That's the thing is the guaranteed money is still going to be paid by this team. So you know what you don't want to do is trade a player away for a 6th-round pick that's going to be a nobody and have dead money. I think is that you're just happy that Rico was a star and you had to extend. You did the right thing and keeping Chuba around. I don't see this as much of a problem or an issue. I think it's just largely a conversation that the internet wants to have, because whether it be the NFL internet, that it benefits conversation. Like we're trying to find things to talk about. I think this is less of a discussion than it needs to be.
Yeah, I think I agree. Honestly, I don't think I have anything else to add to that. That's exactly the way that I would have said it.
Let's go to Vegas. Drew.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Vegas Drew. It's nice to be calling in these, and we're no longer getting co-pays because it's not really a therapy session anymore. It's good. I mean, hell, it's a huge win. It's kind of funny we beat both teams that had the one tie this season. I don't know why I think that's funny, but for some reason I do.
Both against each other,
like
right?
I said when I super chat, I just would like to see. I don't think we're as CK said. I don't think we're one player away from being like a contender. But I feel like if we had above average quarterback play, we could have a lot different outlook. Like right now we have the right.
Yeah.
Canales has, I think, the right idea, the formula of just dawdle. That's like our one chance to win. That's why I don't know if trading Chuba will be the best idea, just because if we're going to pound the rock this much, we might need both. But I'm also, if they decide to trade him, you just got to turn around and give Rico that same contract they gave Chuba the last few years ago or last year, whatever it was, and lock him up. But
it's good to see us in contention, playing meaningful games. I'll always be happy about that. I'm just keep my eye on the draft. I feel like there's a good quarterback out there available for us in the future as we let Bryce, continue into next year and see if, in the rest of this year, obviously, and see if we can improve to become not a flash and then fall apart season. Maybe we could be continual playoff contenders. But keep pounding, boys. Shout out to the weirdest bunch of weirdos in the podcast, apparently. But
well,
we
welcome
love you
to the
guys.
party.
Peace.
All right, thanks for the call. Let's keep rocking.
Hi guys, what a fantastic win that was. Celebrating here in the UK. Oh, it's brilliant. Team looks great all over in various things. I mean, that was a good team we've just beat. Defense is fantastic. The D is fantastic. We need maybe help at edge rusher. I wonder whether they might look around before Tuesday just to get some more help there. Because Love have forever to throw, but our secondary is really trying. We're not the finished article, but it's just so nice to look competent, to be relevant at this part of the season. That's what we want. I mean, we want to win the Super Bowl every year like everyone, but at least let's not look crap all the time. And finally, we don't. Dowdle looks good. McMillan looks absolutely superb. This is his rookie year. Give him another year and we're there. Look, get that. One thing, I think they might have to make a decision on the tight ends. Flicking around different games, because I watched some of this on Red Zone. Let me know what you think. I think we've got masses of potential in Mitchell Evans and Sanders. And obviously they like Tommy Tremble. And we're also using Bryson as almost as a tight end. Really good teams have really good tight ends. I mean, in our peak years, it was Greg Olson. It's Gronk, it's Kelsey, it's, good teams, it's Zach Ertz, it's Goddard. Really, the top teams have a really top tight end, and we might need to just pin our flag on somebody, because I like them all. I just think it's that out. I watched the Bears today, and unfortunately they won. But Caleb Williams isn't that good. He really isn't. But he got it out today because he's got a tight end in Loveland, who's the first round pick, that played really well. So let me know what you think. Have a think about that. We need another, obviously need another linebacker, need a bit of help on the edge. Mike Jack today, dear oh dear. So there's a reason he's a cornerback and not a wide receiver. But yeah, I think the safeties Nick's got all right average. Late was it Ransom was doing quite well today, I think. It's just nice. 5-4. We're halfway through the season and we're net positive. We're net positive. Love what you do, guys. So happy. Keep pounding everyone.
I'm pretty sure
in the UK. Take care.
That's Rich from the UK. Thank you.
Yep.
Expensive call right there for him.
Before we go forward, I'm super happy to have Rich calling in, but make you guys not feel so bad. The Bills are up on Kansas City 34-13.
Holy moly. They just went up then because it's still on NFL.com 27-13.
Hold on, they might be reflecting that. My bad. Hold on, let me check.
No, I haven't refreshed yet.
I think it is. I think you're right. I think it's
28-13.
Yeah,
They got an extra
my
point.
bad.
One of the things is, oh gosh, I just lost it. What did he say? He was talking about is about the Chicago thing. There's an extra layer to the Chicago story, and that is that Ben Johnson was the assistant quarterback coach in Miami to who's the head coach for the Bengals? What's his name?
Of who?
Bengals head coach. Hold on. Bengals.
Zach Taylor. Right?
Zach Taylor. So it's kind of a weird thing is that Ben Johnson's the assistant quarterback coach to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's father-in-law was Mike Sherman. So not Ben Johnson. Zach Taylor's father-in-law was Mike Sherman. So he got into coaching because his father-in-law was a legacy, so it's kind of this nepotism. So no, it was Ben Johnson was a quarterback's coach. That's what it was. Ben Johnson was a quarterback's coach. Zach Taylor was the assistant quarterback's coach. They had a year where Mike Sherman, he brings him in and makes him this assistant coach, assistant to an assistant ultimately. Then he leapfrogs Ben Johnson and becomes an offensive coordinator before Ben Johnson does, then becomes a head coach before Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson ultimately has been holding on to this like pissed off nepotism of the NFL. So today, this has nothing to do with Caleb Williams. This is the Ben Johnson Bowl. He was like, I am not letting Zach Taylor beat me today.
Right.
I got to prove him wrong. Let's go to the next goal.
Ooh, what's up, C3? It's Kyle from Spartanburg. And damn, what a game. What a game. We love to see it. We love the gritty wins. I don't want to blow out. Let me just get some gritty wins all the way down. It makes us look tough. It makes us look like we can compete with anybody. But shout out to the offensive line, man. We had 4 offensive linemen out of position in this game. We had Josh Nyman, the guy at right guard who I never heard of in my life.
Yeah,
you know,
same.
everyone played their part, and Micah Parsons had 1 pressure on the entire game. No sacks, 1 pressure. Like, that dude's over there making $47 million a year. He's the best edge rusher in the NFL, and we held him in check, man. It's just a really, really good feeling, really good win. We're off to New Orleans next week. So that's going to be a big one. All right, guys. I will catch y'all later. Have a
Man,
good
thanks for the call. So he did get a pressure at the end. They gave that stat where he had none. It was the first time in his career. Let's go to the next call.
Hi, this is Steven Surfside Beach. What a great game. You look good. I think we actually outplayed the Packers by a lot. We made a couple of mistakes. Otherwise, I think we could have done a lot more score-wise. So I think we just generally had a better game. Dow is the man. I love Chuba, and Chuba needs to hang around and stuff, but I love Dowd. And my fun thing is that I was thinking next week's game earlier in the year, the Saints would be a comeback game from a couple of problem losses. But now, to me, now it's a trap game, which is kind of funny.
I know that's the question there.
It's a great game. We'll probably talk to you more later on Tuesday. Bye, guys.
The Saints are getting blown. Right now, the Saints are getting blown out 34-10. Yeah, a trap game is us going to sleep on the team. It's not about them. Yeah. It's about us. Every week matters. So that's all it is that is what is a trap game. Then we'll start debating that. Next call.
There's lots, man. Trade Chuba. Resign Rico. We got the dub. Hey, we got a chance to go 3-0 the next 3 weeks. Defense. They played today like I thought they were going to play last week. Bryce didn't win it, and Bryce didn't fuck it up.
No, yeah, no argument there.
But all I gotta say is Rico.
Yeah, Rico.
I like that boy.
Organized crime. Last call of the night. Here we go.
Hey, y'all. It's J-Rock from Asheville, North Carolina, man. I don't usually call in, but after a win like this, man, you kind of just got to. Man.
Thank you.
Your team show just that will to win like they showed today, man. It wasn't pretty by any aspect, but, man, it was a win. Bryce did what he had to do. The defense got the stops that they needed to get. With the defense and the offense meet each other in the middle, we can be a competent, good team, man. We can keep it rolling, man. Saints next week. Let's beat their butt. I ain't going to keep y'all too long, man. Keep pounding, boys. Keep doing what y'all doing. Let's go. C3 Nation. Keep pounding.
Word up. Thank you for that call. Look, you get the wins when you can. And today was a win that was unexpected, much appreciated, and very meaningful. Thank you for your calls tonight. You're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. We'll be here on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. You guys need to continue to be, thank you for being part of the community. Thank you for every person that gave a super chat tonight. Thank you, more importantly, for your time, Smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe. CK, let's do a couple of player awards. We give the what we used to call the dab on 'em pick, the AKA David Dotto Balls Out Award. I mean, I got to give it to Rico.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a fair assessment. I mean, to your
or
point,
the offensive line, I think, could be another one.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. I think you're right in giving it to Rico yourself. I'll have a different one, but we got to keep in mind Rico battled through an injury all game.
Yeah.
Like he was hurt on that
We
first
didn't know
drive,
if it was
I'm not mistaken,
groin or if it was shoulder or if it was
looked
both.
like it was a groin to me, but like he just kept on doing what somebody in the chat was talking about, kept pounding, and I think that's the kind of dude you want to keep on our team for sure.
What's your pick?
Mine's gonna go to Ike Ekwonu, dude.
Nice.
Like you're going up 1-on-1 against one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, and for the first time in Micah Parsons' career, he didn't have a pressure for the first 3 quarters. Like that is wild.
Even until the last 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, so mine is absolutely going to go to Ike Ekwonu because he showed up today in a pretty big major way when we needed him more than we needed him in recent games.
Towel of shame.
My towel of shame's got to go to Mike Jack. You
for dropping that.
You got to get that pick. Again, it didn't end up costing us the game, but we got the ball back on like the 15-yard line or whatever it was. Instead of, even if he had gotten it and did a touchback, we would have had it on the 20-yard line. And odds are, just based on what we saw out in front of him, I think that he probably would have at least gotten it to midfield before somebody called him. But you got to come down with that. But again, he played a pretty decent game, in my opinion, up to that point. So I'm not overly problem. I don't find it to be as much of a problem.
My tell of shame goes to the Rico Dowdle excessive celebration that when it happens, like I'm okay. I'm also okay with a lot of these penalties that like seemingly don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not know that if you got an excessive celebration that all of a sudden the extra point is on it's a 48-year. It was a long ass like how?
Yeah. Well, you got to keep in mind it's already a 35-yard like chip shot field goal. Anyway, because I think they take it back to the 20, and then you get so I think it's like 35 yards already. You add 15 yards to that, so what? I guess 32 yards
already to make it more relevant. Then it just felt like all of a sudden I was like, when it happened, I was like, I don't care. This dude's the best player. Let them mugs celebrate. And it wasn't that I'm not mad at him. It was like all this. I was like, oh fuck, that 1 point is really important right now. That's my towel of shame. Is thank you, Rico, for all you do. And obviously 2 pumps, 1 too many.
Yeah, 1 too many. We should have. To be honest with you, they probably would have thrown it on 1.
Yeah. That's the C3 Panthers post-game show. We're here live Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Rocking and rolling. Thank you guys to everybody. Consider being a C3 super fan for $1.99 a month. Please subscribe. Smash the thumbs up button. After the podcast is over, when it goes from a live show to just a video on YouTube, they have a new feature where you can hit the hype button. You can swipe over and hit the hype, and it can propel us up the ranks. Small things like that continue to help us keep rocking and rolling with y'all. It's fun. It's been a fun night. CK, I love you. That's it. Until Tuesday.
Yeah, until Tuesday. Pounding. I won't be here next week, by the way, guys.
Okay. We got you. Thank you, everything. All y'all. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday night.